Well, we're going to try tutorial 18 this evening. I hope the lighting is good enough here. First off, I want to read this out to you, and then I'll hold it up so you can see it. It's page 1. All music we have studied so far in these mandolin tutorials have been in the key of C and the key of G. That means that the notes were taken from the scales of C and G. We will study more in the major keys later, but right now we will step back a little and get to study the relatives of those scales and keys in the minor keys. The steps in those scales are: a half step is the distance from a given tone to the next higher or lower tone. On the mandolin, the distance is a half a step is 1 fret. So if you're playing A, this note, for example, you go there, that's a half a step from 1 fret to the other. Okay? And a whole step consists of 2 half steps, so it makes the distance of a whole step on the mandolin 2 frets. From there, from the tone, 2. 1/2 fret from the tone, and a whole fret. 2 frets from the tone, a whole tone. I call it 2 frets. Well, anyway, 2 frets, 2 tones. It's the same thing, I guess. Now, to go back to the C scale tutorial and check this out, the C scale has 2 half steps, and they are on the scale between E and F and B and C on the scale. So every B and F on the scale, up and down, would be a half tone, and every B and C on the scale, up and down, would be a whole tone. Oh, no, I'm sorry, it would be also half tone, 2 half tones. There are whole tones also. The notes distance of 1 fret between those notes are between C and D, D and E, F and G, G and A, and A and B. Those are whole steps, the rest of them. That's in the key of C and the scale of C. Now for the A minor scale. Remember this: each major scale has a relative minor scale. In other words, a first cousin. And there, the A minor is related to the C major. Remember this, that the relative minor scale is built on the 6th tone of the major scale of C. The scale of C. On the 6th tone of the key of C gives you the minor key, okay? The 6th tone, that's the 6th note in the scale, gives you the name of its relative, minor. So it would be C, okay? Now, the minor scale will have the same number of tones, which is 7, as in the major scale. The same number, 7. The difference between the two is the arrangement of the whole steps and half steps on the frets. The difference between the two, that's the difference, is the arrangement of the whole steps and half steps on the frets. Okay? Remember this also, that there are 3 forms of the minor scale. The first one is the pure or natural form, the second is the harmonic form, and the third is the melodic form. We will study the others on our next tutorial. Now I'm going to hold this up so you can see and read it, I hope. I printed it out as large as I thought would be feasible. Stop your player and read it out, print it out, write it out, but make sure you get it down, because this is very important information for you while you're studying and even in the future. The second page. Hard to keep this right in line with the camera lens opening is so small. So we hope that works and we don't have to do it over again. Now here's the bottom one here. This one here is the key, and of course this says 3 and 4 times and so on. Write it out like this and practice it and learn it, and write down the name if you have to until you're able to remember them. And learn it until you know it by heart. You can do them up and down the scale with your eyes closed and name them. I know it takes a lot of practice, but that's the whole thing with learning something, is practice. Now, this is the A minor scale, and it starts, of course, on A. And it stops on A, on the way going up. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. And try to use all your fingers, not just one finger on you know. I could do that too. If you only have one finger, well then go to it. But if you have more than 1, 2, or 3, try to use them, because that's most important. It'd be good for your fingers too. Now and they go up the scale, remember, and then down the scale. Okay, so A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. Get it? Okay, I went right down there, but it's okay. It comes back from here, from A. It comes back from A. Okay? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. Now it's your turn. Notice the difference in the tone? Okay, that's the minor scale, the natural minor scale.